Hello everyone. Since many days we are locked in our homes and many of our students couldn't come to us, neither we could go to their houses nor they could come. So we had to take the shield of explaining through online, and few of the chapters I have discussed with them earlier and I am sending those videos to them particularly. And this is not any kind of official page of mine or something extra. I'm just putting few lessons that I'm teaching to them in front of you all also, because similar students of the same age and of the same class can get, I think, can get a bit of benefit from it. So I'll be dealing with a chapter named Sayonara of class 8. Okay, ICC medium. The chapter's name is Sayonara. Let me tell you the warm-up first. How often have you parted with a dear one? Before entering into any story or plot, we should know the brief sketch of the author's mind, that what he or she is going to tell in this very story. Okay, so in this story we are going to get how often have you parted with a dear one. That means in this story which will be going forward, we will get something to know about the dear ones and the close people and the loved peoples, and how do we feel about them. Okay, did you note the last word you said in any language? Not satisfied with just the word, did you support your word with a hug or a take five? Pair up and share with a friend about the time when you last said goodbye to someone close to you. In our life, we no doubt have our close and dear ones. Especially the children are having a lot of close and dear ones. So we are having various kind of sensibilities with them, various kind of we share our thoughts with them. We have many valuable time with them. So when they get parted, we get a pang of thorn in our life, that what is happening, why they're going part, we will never get to meet them again ever, why this is happening. So then out of grief, some words, some expressions of remorse do come out of from our mind, so that we can express our feeling of remorse or the grief or the sorrow that we are getting when they are just going away, when they are just parting away. Okay, so sayonara, what does this word sayonara means? Alvida or bye or goodbye. Okay, so we are going to deal with the story sayonara. Here I'll be telling you few points first. Okay, hold a sec. Please note down about the author. It is Anne Lindberg. Sayonara is written by Anne Lindberg, because both the name of the story as well as the name of the author are important for us to know. Okay, so here we'll be dealing about those fellow feelings, those feelings of closeness that we share, that we feel when somebody is getting apart from us. Somebody is getting apart from us. Okay, so let's go to the chapter. I'll be telling you just a gist over here because the time span is very short with me. This descriptive passage has been taken from the north to the orient, an account of Charles and Anne Lindbergh's trip to the Far East in 1931. 1931. Okay. And the story starts with, I'll be dealing with the first page today because I won't be getting much time. Sayonara, sayonara. The story starts with the very, what kind of, line of discomfiture. Sayonara, sayonara. Means they're going away. It's starting with a pang of grief at the very beginning. The story states, now I'll be reading it as follows. Keep it in mind. I was in my stateroom, but I could hear them outside on the deck of the Japanese boat, calling to friends and relatives on the dock at Shanghal. Sayonara! Up and down. The gangplank and over the rails. A boatland of Japanese was leaving China for home as we were. So, the very first image that is being etched in the story at the very first page, that is, the field is being created where some group of people are going away. They are parting from some loved ones. And the author himself says, I was in my stateroom. He describes his state right here. I was in my stateroom, but I could hear them outside on the deck. That means the author who is describing or narrating the story, he didn't come out at that very time in front of them when they are going. Okay. Of the Japanese boat, calling to friends and relatives on the dock at the Shanghai. Sayonara, up and down, the gangplank and over the rails. Means they are bidding adieu to all the friends, all the close ones, and the author is just listening to them by ears from his room. He didn't come out. Sayonara, the chains clanked and the warning whistle shook the boat. When a train leaves the platform, means I am just giving an example of a train. When a train is leaving the platform, we get a whistle. And then suppose we get the feeling, a kind of feeling of discomfiture. No, when somebody is going away in the train, suppose our relatives or some our close ones, okay bye, we say like that. But we feel, oh, now they're going, they're gone. No, we get this type of feeling. This feeling is very common and natural because when somebody is going away, in front of us, they're just bidding away. We feel a kind of something is taken away, something has gone. Some memories has been taken with them along and some memories are kept with us. This is a feeling of nostalgia as well as a sense of grief. We can take it as both. The voices outside rose in flurry of noise like a flock of frightened birds. And I would like to say you to all students that you should note down each and every different word that you find in the text, particularly in a page. Like for example, here you should write flurry. What is the meaning of flurry? You should first go and check the dictionary and write the meaning there. Then read it and then keep it in mind. And then you should revise it in the next day. Because this meaning should be known in vivid way, because if you know the meanings of the story, particular meanings as per the passages and paragraphs, then it will be much more easier for you to continue forward. Okay. And then next one, flock. This kind of meaning should be gathered from dictionary. Okay, the next line. The voices outside rose in a flurry of noise like a flock of frightened birds. But above the conglomerate sound, there was always one voice, clean and sharp, and individual and yet representative of the mass, like that one face in the front line that holds the meaning of the whole crowd. One cry. The author is saying, I can hear a lot of sounds, lot of noises, lot of whispers, murmuring. Many people are telling, okay, bye, sayonara. But one voice is very distinct and sharp in my ears. They are just piercing my ears. That somebody is saying, sayonara. Means they're just listening and they're just getting, he's coming at a etching point that somebody is calling me sharply. Only his ears are going to that very sound. That means it is something or someone that he is very mentally attached to. What did he say? Mentally attached to. Okay. One cry, sayonara. The impression was intensified perhaps because it was one word of Japanese I understood, sayonara. Sayonara is a Japanese word, and this one word was just ringing in his ears. I was to hear it again all along our trip home, for we crossed Japan by train from the southern tip to Yokohama, where we boarded the boat for America. Now the story will go long and long. I have just finished the first page of the story. I have just given you a brief sketch of how the scene is being created when the loved and the closed ones are just going away from us. How we are feeling at that very time. They are very close to us and we are just bidding adieu to them. So this very image of grief as well as nostalgia as well as sweet memory are presented in the very first page. And the next pages will be continued as per dates. Okay, up to this much today. And one more thing. You will just go through the author's biography also, Anne Lindbergh, because it's very helpful, because it's kind of biographic life also has been portrayed in this very story. So you have to go through the author's bio details too. Okay, when we'll go through the author's bio details, then we'll understand the partial part of the story, because the characters that he has aged in the story you can find that there is a resemblance between the real life characters and the characters that are presented in the story. Okay, thank you, have a nice day.